So today we are going to a feed store that's pretty local to us to get some mineral totes that they resell after the farmers have turned them back in, or ranchers, from animal minerals. And we got a really good deal on the ones we're getting. I got them for $2 a piece, and there was 13 of them, so I paid $26 for 13 of them. And so we are headed across the river from where we live to go pick this up, and I'll show you when we go across the river, and I will show you when we get to the feed store. Here is Pal Feed. This is where we're going to get these mineral tubs in the town of Wicking, Arkansas. And we're headed back to the house, and this time I'm going to take you back across the White River, another way we can go home. We don't live in Wicking. It's about a 25-minute drive for us, so I won't tell you exactly where we live because I know how crazy some people can be. So we're going to go across through a little town called Cotter, Arkansas. And no, we don't live in Cotter either. Here we are coming up on the historic Cotter Bridge. It was built in 1930, and once we go across the bridge, I'm gonna take you down by the river and show you the Big Springs Park. It's a very popular area where the locals hang out and fish, and it's beautiful. So here I'm going to show you the railroad truss. Trains still use this. They go over the river on that truss. So now we're going to go down to the Cotter Big Springs Park. My kids play ball here in the summer, and we come here and have birthday parties. It's just a really neat little place. There's a local swimming hole here, and the kids just flock to it in the summer, and it's straight spring water, so it is cold, cold water even in the summer. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of the Cotter Park, and you can see the bridge that we were just on from down here. So here we are at Big Springs Park. There's the ball field where the kids play, and the bathrooms, and there's the old cabooses, and we'll go down and look at those later. There's the pavilion that people used to get married in, and then on this side there's the pavilion and a playground. And as we drive down here, you can see there's that big bridge that we were just on, and we'll drive down by the river and look at the river and see if anyone's fishing. Here's the swimming hole, and yes, kids swing off of that. And there's the river and the trout dock. Cotter's famous for its trout fishing, and so they have a lot of trout fishermen come in. But there's the bridge, and we'll drive down by the river. And there's the train trestle that trains use to go over the White River. And then there's the bridge that we were just driving on. I'm going to go around here to the river. You can see the river comes up real close. The river. There's a local fishing. Here's actually the boat dock, or boat ramp, I guess. And there's the river. There's the playground, and you see people walking. There's actually a trail here that goes all along the White River, and it goes a pretty far distance. Back there, we took our Cub Scout pack back there hiking one time, and we only went 1 mile back, but it goes further than that. I've never been all the way on it to the end. Now we're going to go down by the cabooses, and there's a memorial here to the railroad workers, and there's some information on both of these cabooses. One is from the Missouri Pacific Railroad, and the other one is from another place called Rock Island. Here's a little bit of a closer look at the two cabooses, and The kids climb on these, and my one son that's obsessed with trains, he loves to go sit and look at these. And there's information about the Missouri Pacific caboose and the Rock Island caboose over there on those little signs. If it wasn't so cold today, I'd get out and show you. But then, and also, if you drive down here, there's a little over the water bridge where you can catch and release right there, and there's people standing on that. And there's another little trail down there. There's some picnic tables where you can eat. And then there's actually a frisbee golf course here in this little park. And then as you go around, there's the ball field and the dugouts. And so it's just a really neat little place to spend time with your family. So here's a little bit more closer look around the park. There's the pavilion. People use that to get married a lot. There's a little walking path. There's a little information booth. And as we drive out of the park, Cotter used to be a very big railroad hub. And when my husband's great-grandfather settled the homestead where we're going to be homesteading, it was a 3-day wagon ride from where it is to Cotter to take the cotton to the train. And so that was one way. And so here we're fixing to go up and across the railroad tracks. And then I'll take you down by the other railroad tracks and show you. And right there's a spot where a lot of senior pictures get taken and family pictures. It's pretty popular with photographers around here. But now we're going to go down historic Cotter, and I'm going to show you the railroad tracks. The street that goes down, and it runs right next to the railroad tracks. So I'm glad I don't live in this house right here. I bet it would be really loud. But here you can see there's some trains down here actually, and there's a little train house, and they come in here and they load from that hopper right there into those cars, and then they come in and out. And I'm not sure how many trains come in and out a day, but I know they're fairly active. So there's the little train yard at Cotter, Arkansas, and there's a couple of engines there right now. Actually, there's a truck over here getting loaded out. Today is our lucky day. There is a truck backing into the house there to get loaded with the little plastic pellets that came off of the train. They just drop the cars and then they go on. Obvious reasons we're not going to drive down there closer to the trains because I don't feel like going to jail today. But we are going to turn up this street, which is a very crude street. But there you can see the train house and the engines and all of that. So here's the little gravel city street that we're gonna go up. It's very bumpy and rough, but nobody lives in the houses on either side of the street, so there's no reason for the city to maintain this. But it is very, very bumpy, and it's also the only way out if you go down that street without turning around in the train yard. Here's a look of a couple of the old historic buildings in downtown Cotter. We took you to one of our little favorite towns here close, Cotter, and there's a lot of guides around here that take people on guided trips down the White River for trout fishing and other fishing. And I actually have a really good friend of mine. His name is Jamie, and he owns a guide service, Hearst Boat Dock. And I will leave a link to that website in the description below. But he does guide trips, and he's very reasonably priced, and he's a really funny guy. So his son and my son did Cub Scouts and now Boy Scouts together, and so he's just all around great guy, and he gives excellent guide service. I couldn't recommend anyone else if I hadn't known him. As long as I've known him, I still wouldn't recommend anybody else. He is one of the best. He will put you on some awesome fish if you want to catch some big browns or some rainbows. So definitely check out I'll try to leave his Facebook page, and I think he has a website too. Our boys are in different troops now, so because we moved, and so I don't get to talk to him as often as I used to. He also used to be my assistant den leader for when our boys were cubs, and so I used to see him once a week, but now I just see him every once in a while on Facebook or here or there, maybe in the Walmart. When we go to the flippin' Walmart Every once in a while I run into him. We're gonna load these molasses tubs or mineral tubs or whatever they were out of the back of the car, and I'll show them to you. There they are, coming into the back of my Yukon. We drove a Yukon XL because we have 6 kids with us most of the time, and as the kids get older, the minivan was just too uncomfortable. So there's our old beast. We've outgrown her. So now we have this. Not really a Chevrolet fan. This is my favorite right here, the truck, but it doesn't fit us either. So my poor truck, it just sits here in the yard and doesn't get used very often at all, unless it's just mom running to town or just mom and dad going somewhere on the weekend with the 2 little kids. So I'm sad about that, but this does get me where I need to go, and it hauls everyone comfortably, and I can haul all kinds of stuff in the back. So this is where we're at. So there they are, and we have a few more I got yesterday over there. So there they all are. Next we're going to go check on the seedlings that we planted the other day. So here we are on the back porch, and my husband's going to lift up the plastic to uncover the tomatoes and the cabbage that we planted the other day. We're going to see if anything has sprouted yet. We planted these last Sunday, and today is Friday. We're going to see nothing yet, but we're going to water these. With warm water. So these are our tomatoes, it looks like. Yeah. Here's our cabbage. And we still have nothing in there yet either. But we're going to water these like we did the tomatoes. Hey, please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching today's video from the Almond Family Homestead.